Hi, this is Jyoti here. Welcome to Jopat Tech Guru. In today's session, I'm going to discuss regarding the .NET 8 features. If you have not subscribed yet to my channel, please subscribe and click on the bell icon to get the notifications of my new videos. So coming back to the features of .NET, we are having varieties of features which are introduced so that you can get a very good performance with respect to the projects. So we have got improvements in many of the things like .NET SDK, C# 12 is introduced, ASP.NET Core, .NET MAVI or MAUI applications, Entity Framework Core, Windows Forms, Windows Presentation Foundation, as well as in the artificial intelligence. So each and every set of features are uniquely getting added so that you can get a very good performance out of it. So as per the .NET SDK is concerned, we are having the CLI based project evaluation, terminal build output, simplified output paths, .NET workload clean as well as .NET publish, .NET pack assets. So you might have observed many of the command line interface commands, right? Through which you are creating the console application, Windows application, web applications, MVC applications, and many other CLI commands I can go ahead and do it. So as per the .NET SDK of this .NET 8 is concerned, many of the improvements are getting added wherein you can clean the workload, you can publish it, you can use the pack. So all these things are getting introduced in .NET SDK. C#, as you guys are already aware, C# 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 11 is there in the market. So because of .NET 8, they have introduced C# 12. So as per the .NET 8 release, C# is also getting incremented with the versions. So in C# 12, any class or structure can now have primary constructors created with a concise syntax, eliminating the need for boilerplate code to initialize fields and properties. So whatever the traditional way is there, that they are just using the shortcut way, or they are just shortening the entire thing so that you can create the constructors very easily and you can work with the initialization part in a very clean manner. Additionally, we can use new default values for parameters in Lambda expressions which enhance code expressiveness. Right? So till now, we used to just initialize it outside. So using the Lambda expressions, you can initialize directly while you are declaring it. So no need for more overloading or null checks to handle optional arguments. So you are having named parameter as well as optional arguments. Like this, varieties of features are there in C#. So with respect to 12, you don't have to use overloading or null checking concepts while you are handling the optional arguments. So we can use the using directive to alias any type, not just the named type. So using directive, we are usually adding the namespace references or using some common function or common command so that I can apply it to the entire block of the code. So now using directive can be used to alias any type. So earlier we used to have only for the name types. Now with any types you can use it. I've discussed many things in our C# videos. Please, if you find time, go through all the C# videos so that you can get a lot of new features related informations. .NET MAVI. So .NET MAUI is successor to Xamarin Forms. Those who have already done the Xamarin Forms, you can just correlate with this, enabling the creation of projects for different platforms, Mac, iOS, Android, Windows. So like this, you're having many of the things. This is getting supported over there. .NET MAVI supports targeting iOS-like platforms. .NET 8 release has introduced a new Visual Studio Code extension for .NET MAVI. So till now it was not there. So .NET has released or it has introduced a new Visual Studio Code extension. You might be aware, like for Angular, for React, and for many other things in the with respect to different technologies, we are having the extension in case of Visual Studio Code. So you can always go to that extension manager and you can add it. The best example I can give you is how you have emit in the bracket. So whenever you are adding that EMMET, emit, extension, you will be able to get that entire HTML format structure. Similarly, Visual Studio Code is also having varieties of things to make the color interactive within the particular program, or if you want a particular structure of the program, for everything there is a code extension. So .NET 8 has released a new extension for .NET MAVI, elevated performance, reliability, and developer experience for .NET MAVI application. Coming back to Windows Presentation Foundation, WPF. WPF is meant for creating the applications which are 2D, 3D, or graphically oriented. So you can make something which are not similar to your Windows forms, right? So WPF adds the ability to use hardware acceleration and a new open folder dialog control. So these are the new features they have added in .NET 8. ASP.NET Core 8 contains significant performance improvements up to 18% compared to .NET 7. If you are already using the .NET 7, you can just try to go ahead and compare it as per the overall performance with respect to the projects are concerned. It has been increased up to 18%. Native AOT, ahead of time support for producing self-contained applications compiled into native code, resulting in smaller deployment size, quicker startup, and reduced memory usage. Usually what used to happen, we used to allocate and deallocate so many things. So much of memory might be getting wasted behind the scene, right? Garbage collection, of course, it is an automatic one in case of .NET, which is getting maintained by the .NET framework. So here we have to go ahead and use as much as less memory, or the memory usage should be very clearly mentioned. Deployment size, whenever you are deploying the application, that time the size should be reduced, and quicker startup. You have to go ahead and get a faster way so that you can execute and see the results instantly. So these all features are included in ASP.NET Core 8. Coming to Entity Framework Core 8, right? So this supports for complex types for value objects without identity. Example, suppose if you are having the coordinates or address. So these are the specific things you are looking for. So these things or the complex things are getting included with respect to EF8. Support for lazy loading of no tracking queries for your program. So there is a lazy loading as well as eager loading. These are the two concepts which are there in Entity Framework. So here again, no tracking queries concept is getting involved with lazy loading. Coming to this artificial intelligence. So .NET 8 makes use of artificial intelligence via first-class out-of-the-box AI features in its SDK. So .NET 8 brings several enhancements to system.numeric library to enhance compatibility with generative AI into .NET application. You can infuse AI into your .NET applications very easily. Nowadays, the data science, data analyst has become a part of our life. So this itself is the future. So that's why whether it is a Java or a .NET, we should see the implementations of AI. The same thing is getting supported here as they are trying to introduce all the AI features, generative AI features in case of .NET applications. Large language model integration with a semantic kernel. It is simple to get started with Azure OpenAI and Azure Cognitive Search SDKs in .NET 8. Within this cloud also, they have introduced all this AI concept. So through the Azure, you can reach it. This is the small introduction towards the .NET 8 features. Hope everybody has enjoyed and understood the new features which are introduced in .NET 8. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and click on the bell icon to get the notifications of my new videos. Thanks everybody. Take care again. I'll meet you in the next video.